Hello.
Hello.
Your hair's so luxurious.
Thank you.
My hair was amazing.
It is amazing.
It is.
It is amazing.
Hi.
I'm Erica.
I'm Em.
And this is the
Shit show.
It sounded a little bit like the other word. This is the shift show.
Welcome to the shift.
Show.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm going to put some Sacred Heart anointing oil on. Do you want to try some?
Sure.
Okay. So we were chatting about a lot. I paused you and we tried to, anyways, we were chatting about, I'm gonna throw this out and
Go
then you run with it how it feels good.
Go.
So you were talking about a lot of action on your house. And you also were talking about being the observer.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah.
And that you have a lot of action.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so, oh gosh. You say that word observer and all of a sudden I want to jump into quantum physics.
Well, dive in. I freaking love it. Let
Okay.
me listen to your amazing science love.
So, what's interesting
Oh my God, that smells so good.
is this whole idea that we create our own reality. Like every one of us individually creates their own world every single moment of each day. And when we focus on something, when we observe something, then we collapse all potential realities around that idea or moment for them to exist because we focus on that one thing. And in the brain, it's called the reticular activating system. And so that's how things materialize into your reality, is by collapsing all other possibilities. And so there's something going on in my world, which is a big, intense, as Em described it to my husband, an intense shift in our life. And I tend to give very lightness to things and don't think about them as momentous or as heavy as they can actually be and feel, and I kind of brush it off. I noticed that I did that with a pretty significant part of my life in the last 2 years, and so now I'm like 2 years later, I'm feeling it. So the move, when you sell
I
your
think
house,
part of that, can I pause you for 1 second too? Because I do believe that we're moving into a reality where like the denser and heavier emotions and thoughts and all of that are like, we're letting go of that. We've done that, right?
Yeah.
And part of that though is just really allowing ourselves to feel them so that we can transmute them easier, faster, maybe completely, which is fine with me. Some people don't want that reality. You know, they want the human experience to have
be about a little bit
different, you know.
heaviness,
I love the idea of the world exploding into love. I'm fine with that. Rainbow slides and unicorns. I also do think there is a balance to saying there's some stuff that could be living within me for now.
Yeah.
That may not be mine.
Right.
That I've picked up along the way energetically, that show up physically, emotionally, mentally, that if I allow myself to feel them and still be in my body and know that I'm safe, then those things can be moved through
Quicker.
Yes.
Yeah.
And easier.
Yeah.
And then eventually,
And with less pain and suffering.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and grasping. I feel like we grasp a lot to, I feel like I grasp a lot to those intense and heavy emotions because it's what I've been accustomed to.
Yeah.
And in reality, our friend Guillen, described this in our inner voice training. It's like sometimes it just feels like a big panda bear, like our emotions, our negative emotions, particularly, and our trauma and our drama. Like we can just hold its hand and be like, okay, you're here, you happened, you're in my experience, and now I let you go. And it can be just like this friendly exchange where you just process and
give it a hug and a kiss.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's like friending it.
It is.
But also saying like, I'm choosing a different friendship.
Right.
Now. Or a different way of being.
Experience,
Yeah, different experience. Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, I like that. I actually didn't.
Someone recently said to also consider experiencing intensity as ecstasy.
Oh.
Which is a fun way to kind of flip the script.
Yeah, so how can you feel that in your body? Like, what ecstasy takes me to is like intensity and ecstasy as one. Like, do I go masturbate?
I was gonna say, what I think about is it can feel like an orgasm.
Yeah.
But it's a release. Like, so when I did a Vipassana retreat, a 10-day silent retreat,
that's so cool.
And on, I think it was day 7 or day 8, I was meditating in the group. So there's like 60 of us, the group hall, and this feeling washed over me, and I was like, oh, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I know that feeling. And I was like, wait, I was like, oh my God. And then I realized, like, wait, I'm in like a room with 59 other people. Do they know that happened? Did they feel that? Did I express anything? You know?
Yeah.
And so I think in some ways, like, that is it. Like, when we can actually, you felt it before, it's like a sweet surrender or a release. And it's not like an addiction to a drama emotion. It's just the
lightness of being.
It's allowing the flow.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. To flow through.
Yes. It's like...
And not identifying with it. And
not making it about you.
Making it like, oh, I'm a victim and this is happening to me.
And also, and also, I don't know if taking responsibility is the right word.
Self-responsibility.
Choosing.
Like Camille's big thing.
Yeah. It's responsibility in a way to choose that, like, hey, if I want to be living in joy and ecstasy, then I have the power.
It's a great point.
To continue to be committed to that. You know?
Yeah. I just wrote a piece about that and how that is my commitment right now. As long as my daughter is young and malleable. Just kidding. More inviting in more of her world, because it's so beautiful to see the world through her eyes. It's just, everything is easy breezy and emotions pass. So the other day she ran outside when I was still in bed. And
I loved that story.
Father wasn't there, and I was terrified. Like, for some reason, one of my biggest fears is that she would get kidnapped, even though I know that she's always safe and that is not even... Anyway, so you name your fear, you tame it. And I yelled at her. I yelled at her, and she cried and cried, understandably. And I was just like sitting there next to her, telling her that I love her, telling her that I'm here for her. She didn't want anything to do with me, and it's fine. And she processed so, I don't want to say quickly, but it just, like, it passed. And she looked at me and she's like, Mom, do you need a hug? I was like, I do, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I reacted that way. And it turned into this whole thing. Like, I'm working on it, and I mess up. And that guy has a TikTok sweatshirt on.
TikTok. It's time to get on the TikTok.
Okay. So yeah, the fact that she didn't hold that in her body and won't hold on to that moment is such a beautifully powerful and phenomenal thing for my little... I read that story the other day, and we wrote it a couple days ago, I think. I was telling Alan, my boo, about it. I was like, it's so beautiful because it's such a remembering of, like, in Micah's world. Can I share a little bit more about the story? Sure.
So you were saying to her, like, you can't, somebody might take you. And she's like, what? Awesome. I'm going to go on an adventure? Where am I going to go? That sounds so fun. And it's like, it's like beginner's mindset or whatever. There's all different ways you can talk about it or explain it. And it's so wonderful to just own it. Like, hey, this came up, and it was a beautiful reminder for anyone. And especially people who have, younger beings in their life who they have all related to and had moments where they're like, oh yeah, I've done that. I was telling Ellen about the time that Nathaniel played tag. Remember we were at Mueller at the farmer's market, and I was there with my booze son, and you were there with Micah, and they were playing at the playground area, and Nathaniel was playing with someone, and he decided to play tag, except he didn't tell me first, which I totally understand.
Hide and go seek.
Oh, hide and go seek, not tag. That makes no sense. Anyways, and I totally understand that he wasn't like, hold on, I need to go.
How dare you?
I think when I told that story to Alan, I told him tag, which maybe is why he didn't react in the way I thought he would. Anyways, I said to Nathaniel, I looked up and I couldn't find Nathaniel. And in my heart, most of me was able to say, he's fine, he's safe, he's totally cool. But I also had these fleeting moments of like, what? I lost my boo son. Anyways, I do find in those moments, yes, I appreciated the support team, Nathaniel, and also I appreciated my breath in those moments too. I was like, just exhale, like nobody's being chased, nobody, like, get out of that reptilian mind of survival, because that's the thing, we're moving into this era, I believe, as humans, as an earth, as animals, as all like the living,
even animals, don't have to fear predators.
No,
in the shift,
and
we don't have to fear predatory animals because you can say a Bible verse, but
wow, you can.
I mean, not really.
Oh.
But at the end, it's like a lamb will lay with a lion and a bear will lay with a snake. I don't know. I don't really know my predatory versus prey. And then a child will lead us. And that is definitely the new earth to me. You can? No.
I was impressed with that.
I can't.
It's like, I can't.
You're right.
I don't know.
So what is this? Let's wrap it up.
Quantum physics.
Oh, yeah. When you observe something, you collapse other possibilities. So close your eyes.
Choose a focus. Yeah?
Choose a focus or close your eyes and imagine the best possible scenario for all involved. If you can do that in the moment. If you can't, then just breathe.
Or just choose what you want in your next moment. For me, I'm going to invite you, if you have time, to go to... For me, my next moment, I would like a warm beverage.
Oh, yeah.
You do. Well, anyways, I'll explain the invitation to her later.
Owned by Gabby.
My point. Oh yeah, I want to go to Marabou, and I want to. Have you seen the? Have you been in there yet?
No. Let's wrap this up. And
they're it's beautiful aesthetically. Like I like how things look. They have a lot of beautiful like pillows and anyways, and they also have really good coffee. So my point is, sometimes for me, visualizing like, hey, I'm going to sit down and see what's beautiful for everyone, can feel really big. Sometimes for me, it's sitting down and being like, I'm going to visualize the most yummy matcha I've ever had in my life. And I'm going to feel it. And it's going to feel...
Pebbles matcha.
Yeah. Like, it's going to feel like a dance party on my tongue, or it's going to feel nourishing and beautiful and down in my...
Warm.
belly and in my heart. So, yeah, I mean, you can sit down and choose like 10 years from now, or what if years even exist anymore, or you can just choose like the next moment. Either way, like tapping into the feeling that you want to live in, and maybe are living in too. Reprogram your body.
Yes.
Invite your body.
As soon as you start doing that, the more that you start doing that as a practice and it becomes a habit, then it becomes your default, and then you don't freak out when your daughter steps out the door. And you just think, oh, she's fine. She's safe. She's always safe.
And then she shows up right there. Just like your keys at Barton Springs. That's another story. We love you.
We love you. Thanks for joining.
Next time.
Ciao.